So, just over the Sepulveda Pass, surrounded by the tall buildings and the nonstop energy of Westwood, there's a small, quiet place that feels almost completely removed from the city around it. And yet, within this peaceful little plot of land rests an astonishing amount of Hollywood history. This is the Westwood Memorial Park, and while it may not be in the valley, it's very much part of the greater Southern California lifestyle that so many of us enjoy. Because one of the great things about living here is that sometimes, just a short drive away, you can step into a place that feels like another world entirely. Hi, I'm Frank Spencer, Mr. Chatsworth, and on this channel we usually talk about real estate, local lifestyle, and the places that make life in and around the valley so special. And every now and then that means leaving the valley for a bit to experience something that helps define the broader Southern California story. And that's exactly what today is about. Because yesterday I visited the Westwood Memorial Park, and I came away thinking that this small, quiet space may be one of the most fascinating hidden places anywhere in Los Angeles. What strikes you first about Westwood Memorial Park is the contrast. All around you are the high-rise buildings, the movement, the noise, the busyness of city life. And then suddenly, here's this oasis. Quiet, modest, almost tucked away place that seems to exist in a peaceful defiance of everything surrounding it. It doesn't overwhelm you with size, and it does not certainly try to impress you with grandeur. Instead, it invites you to slow down, to look around, to reflect, and to recognize that this little piece of land holds an extraordinary concentration of creative history. This is the final resting place of so many names that shaped American entertainment and culture. People like Bob Crane, Burt Lancaster, Carroll O'Connor, Billy Wilder, Mel Torme, Marilyn Monroe, and yes, even Hugh Hefner. And that's only the beginning. You see, you also find Carl Malden, Merv Griffin, Don Knotts, Jackie Collins, Truman Capote, and Wayne Rogers, and so many more. Walking through this memorial park, you quickly realize that this isn't just a cemetery. It is in many ways a gathering place of the talent and imagination that helped shape generations of film and television, music, and storytelling. And because it's open to the public, it offers something rare, a chance to stand quietly in the presence of that legacy. What makes this place so compelling is not just the names, it's the feeling. There is something about seeing so many remarkable artists, performers, writers, creators, all resting together in one quiet place. It makes you think about the creative force that they represented. These were people who made us laugh, made us think, moved us emotionally, shaped popular culture, and left behind work that still lives on long after they left us. Standing there, you get the sense that this is a place where the energy of the past still lingers. And if you are someone with any appreciation at all for writing, acting, music, or film, or the history of entertainment, it's hard not to feel something in a place like this. In a strange and beautiful way, it feels as though the talent of the past still has the power to inspire the dreamers of the future. Of course, one of the most talked about details connected to this memorial park is the final resting place of Marilyn Monroe, and the long-rumored story that Hugh Hefner paid $1 million to be entombed next to her. Whether people come for that story or old Hollywood nostalgia, or simply for a quiet reflection? It's one more example of how this little memorial park continues to capture the imagination. And because Westwood Memorial Park is full of moments like that, places where history, celebrity, memory, and myth all seem to overlap, and that's what makes a visit here so fascinating. Now, I know Westwood is certainly not the valley, but I also believe that the lifestyle we enjoy here is not confined by neighborhood boundaries. Part of what makes living in this region so special is that within a relatively short drive, you can go from the familiar rhythm of the valley to a place like this, tucked away Memorial Park in Westwood, that connects you directly with generations of Southern California history. That's part of the greater SoCal experience. It's not just beaches and sunshine. It's not just restaurants and shopping. It is also culture, memory, and legacy. And places that remind us how much creative life has flowed through this region. The Westwood Memorial Park absolutely is one of those places. For me, what made the visit memorable was not just who was there. It was the quiet. It was the simplicity. The contrast between the city outside and the quiet calm inside. This small plot of land surrounded by all the modern movement of Westwood feels almost sacred in its own way. Not because it's flashy, but because it quietly reminds you of how many people once brought joy, insight, humor, beauty, and imagination into the world. And now in this hidden corner of Los Angeles, they're all at rest. That makes this place more than a curiosity. It makes it a meaningful stop for anyone who appreciates the deeper cultural fabric of Southern California. So if you've never visited Westwood Memorial Park, and you have even the slightest appreciation for old Hollywood, television history, music, writing, or that broader Southern California story, I think it's worth seeing for yourself. It's quiet, it's unexpected, and it's one of the more fascinating hidden places just over the hill. If you've been there, I'd love to know what your experience was like. And if there are other unique places in or around the valley that you think deserve this kind of attention, let me know in the comments below. I promise you, I read each and every one. And if you're thinking about selling your home, I wrote a free guide for you called Avoiding a Failed Sale, How to Sell Smart and Walk Away Without Regret. You can download it at www.mrchatsworth.com/ebook. And until next time, I'll see you around the neighborhood.